Not too strong to say the transgender movement is sweeping the West. Experts now tell us that contrary to common sense and thousands of years of consensus of all prior humans ever to live, gender is now fluid, meaning it's not actually real and people can change it at will. Okay, if you disagree with that, though, you can get fired. Ryan Anderson is a Heritage Foundation Fellow, author of a new book called When Harry Became Sally, and he joins us now. Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be with you.
Really try to be open-minded. I'm open-minded about this. But I'm also confused by it. This came out of nowhere. It's now an ironclad consensus among elites, not allowed to disagree. Is that the result of a scientific discovery that I missed?
No, this is the result of ideology. And it's the result of ideology that came right after Obergefell. We had activists, LGBT. As soon as they won on the LGB part, they pivoted to the T part. And what's shocking here is what they're doing to children. Prescribing puberty-blocking drugs, which aren't FDA approved for this purpose, to indefinitely delay a child's puberty, and then prescribing cross-sex hormones, giving testosterone to girls, giving estrogen to boys, to try to transition them into the opposite sex.
Is there any science that undergirds that? I mean, these are obvious questions, but everyone's so afraid to ask them,
right,
which is always a sign something weird's going on. Is there science that tells us this is a good idea? Do we know the long-term effects of any of this? Does it work?
There's no robust science on this. There's no even long-term study. So they're conducting an experiment on children. We have no idea what the consequences are of blocking a child's puberty and then giving a child estrogen or testosterone when they're a boy or a girl, giving them the opposite sex's sex hormone.
Well, why would we? Okay, but hold on. We're pretty sensitive about our children. You can't just put an additive in Rice Krispies and hope
Right.
it works out well. How are we doing this to kids without any sense of what the long-term consequences are going to be?
Well, the experts here think they can correctly identify which children are truly transgender and only block their
Is there a blood test for that?
There's not. The criterion here is that a child is insistent, consistent, and persistent. And it's not just with teenagers. This is little kids. 5-year-olds are encouraged to socially transition. So you give a new name, a new wardrobe, a new pronoun to a grade school kid.
So what happens? Look, I mean, maybe, I'm open-minded, but I'm suspicious because whenever you ask any question at all, you get shouted down.
Right.
Why is that?
Unfortunately, the left doesn't want to have the conversation. I mean, so what inspired me to actually write the book was that people need to know what the science is on this, what the medicine is, what the philosophy is. And the best science shows that 80 to 95% of children with a gender identity conflict will grow out of it. The best science shows that 41% of people who identify as transgender will attempt suicide at some point in their lives. And that people, after they have sex reassignment surgery, 19 times more likely to die by suicide. Those statistics are tragic, and we need to, hit the pause button and think more critically about how we can help people who are suffering. Because obviously, if you feel so distressed in your own body,
yes,
you would contemplate reassigning your sex, you're suffering, and we need to have a more compassionate and effective response to these people.
And an open conversation, that's always a sign. I can't even imagine what kind of grief you're getting for this book, but...
You could see my Twitter timeline if you wanted to...
Yeah, no, but I just think whenever you try and shut down sincere questions, you're in the wrong.
That's
anyway,
right.
So I applaud you for asking those questions. Thank you.
Thank you.